Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making you my version of sesame chicken with a no fried rice. I'm going to start off the video with the rice. So I added some oil in a large pot or pan. This is kind of like a combination of a pot and a pan, but use whatever it is that you use to cook your rice in. And I'm going to cut up half of a large onion and put it in the oil and get that cooking and frying. I want it to get a little bit brown so it can kind of give the rice that fried rice taste without frying it, okay? But we're still using oil, okay? So I added in a garlic as well. I used a tablespoon worth of garlic because I do like garlic, and I'm going to be adding in a star anise to that mixture. And this is going to give it that really nice taste, okay? So now I'm going to go in and add in washed parboiled rice, and we're going to go ahead and let that toast for a bit. So meaning you're going to let it cook in the oil and garlic and star anise just for a couple of minutes while you add in seasoning, which I'm adding in salt, black pepper, and some ginger. And I'm also adding in some garlic powder and onion powder and a bit of soy sauce. You can definitely leave out the soy sauce if it's too much sodium for you. Okay, but I didn't add a lot of salt because I know that the soy sauce has a lot of salt in it already. So now once you have that all in there, you're going to mix it up and add in your water. You want the water to be 1 inch above the rice. Alright, you guys, I'm going to add in some master gravy and we're going to let this rice boil, come to a roaring boil. Once it starts boiling, you're going to lower the heat, cover it, and let it cook for about 20 to 30 minutes and it should be done, okay? So now going in with my sauce for the chicken, I'm using 1/4 cup brown sugar, a tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm sorry I didn't film, my camera kept shutting off. 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, and I'm just going to mix that together. And we're going to also add in 1/4 cup of soy sauce. My camera just kept shutting off while I was filming this, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to upload this because it just seemed so, scattered a little bit, but I'm hoping that you can still understand this recipe, okay? So once I add in the 1/4 cup of soy sauce, I'm just gonna go ahead and mix that in. And I do like oyster sauce, so I added in just a tiny bit of that, not really a full complete teaspoon of that. So now that our rice is boiling, I just showed you right there, we're just gonna cover it. The camera shut off again. And then while that is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up some of the vegetables or green peppers that I will be putting into the rice and onion. Okay, so I cut up a small onion and 1 green bell pepper. This is, I guess, a medium-sized green bell pepper. And I just cut that up. And I also am going to cut up some fresh parsley that I will be using for the rice and for the chicken. Alright, you guys, so once I have my parsley chopped up, I'm going to put that in a separate container or plate and then go ahead and start cutting up my chicken. I'm going to be using chicken breast. You can use chicken thighs if you like. It's up to you, but I prefer chicken breast for this recipe. I don't know, it just works better and it tastes better to me. Dark meat would work fine, but I do like the chicken breast over the dark meat for this recipe. All right, so you want to cut them in 1/2 inch or 1 inch cubes. Try not to make them too big because if you notice when you go to the Chinese spot, and they give you chicken, you usually don't get a lot of actual chicken in those little, the little meat things that you get. It's mostly just batter, and you get a very, very tiny piece of chicken unless you live in a really nice area where the Chinese people are very generous. Okay, not saying that they're not all like that, but if you've had Chinese food in the Bronx, you usually get a very small piece of chicken with a lot of batter. I want more chicken with very light batter, okay? So once I have all my chicken cut up, I'm going to season with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder, and I'm just going to mix that up. And you don't have to like over season it, just a very light season. I used about a 1/2 teaspoon worth of kosher salt on there because the batter itself will have seasoning as well. So you're just going to mix that up. And then once you have that mixed up, cover it and put it in the fridge while you make your batter. All right, for batter, I'm using 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use whatever flour you like, unbleached, whatever it is that you have available, you can use that. And I'm also adding in 1/4 cup cornstarch. I'm also going to go ahead and season that with half a teaspoon crushed or coarse ground black pepper, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and just mix it in. I'm also going to put in just a bit of onion powder in there as well, and just mix it in together before you add in your liquids. The camera cut off again, but I also added in 1 egg, which you'll see right now. So I made a little well in the middle and then put the egg in there. And we only want the egg white, not the egg yolk. I got a little bit of the egg yolk in there, which is fine, but you want mostly just the egg white, okay? So now I'm going to go in with my water, adding in 1 cup of water at a time. And I'm just using a hand mixer to mix this together. We want it nice and smooth, almost like a pancake batter, but a little bit more runny, not as thick, okay? You can add in water to make it, to the right consistency. I think I had added in about 1.5 to 2 cups of water, but remember, just do 1 or 1/2 cup at a time until you get it to this consistency right here, okay? That's how it should look. So now that our rice is finally done, the 20 minutes are over. You can't tell in this video that it's been 20 minutes, but that's the magic of editing. I'm going to add in my veggies on the top of the rice, and I'm also going to add in some broccoli on the top of the rice and cover it and just let this steam. And now we're getting our oil ready. I actually had it on while I was getting the rice ready. So, it's heating up to the right temperature. You want to make sure your oil is nice and hot, but also you don't want to have your oil too hot to the point where things cook too fast and you think it's finished and it's not. You know what I mean? It's like frying chicken. You don't want the outside to get brown within 2 to 3 minutes, but the inside is still raw. So you want your oil hot but not boiling, okay? So I have my oil on medium heat, and I'm going to start dropping in my chicken pieces that I've dipped into our batter. And this is going to give it that crust that comes with these type of dishes when you order them. And this is probably like my favorite part of the chicken, is the crust with the sauce on it. It's just delicious. Okay, so this is my second time actually making sesame chicken, and the kids really love it. You can definitely add in sesame oil in the sauce that I made earlier in the video, but the sesame seeds just does it for me. I don't need the extra sesame oil, which is a bit strong, so it's totally up to you. So these little chicken nuggets take about 6 to 8 minutes to cook on medium heat. You want them to get to a nice golden brown consistency. Once you get them in the oil, just leave them in place for about 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and then you can move them around. They should not stick to your pan if you have your oil at the right temperature. They should not stick. Once I have that all fried up and ready, I'm just going to put that aside. Use some of the oil from the frying pan and put it in a new pan where I'm going to put the sauce and the chicken together. So I added in some of that oil, added in a small onion and 2 tablespoons worth of garlic, because I love garlic. Who doesn't love garlic? And now I'm going to add in my chicken. Aren't they pretty? They're so cute. Oh my gosh. They taste great on their own, so I just want to say that. But I am so happy with how this recipe came out. So that's probably why I didn't just completely delete it, because of the camera keeps shutting off and stuff like that. So I really hope that this gives you an idea on how to make this and make it your own, okay? So once I have the chicken in there, and I put in about over a half, or about, yeah, over a half worth of the chicken that I cut up, because I did cut up a lot of chicken. This is about 3 chicken breasts, 3.5 chicken breasts that I fried up. And yeah, I'm just gonna mix it in with the onions and the garlic. And you want to make sure that the onions, when I was frying it, you see it was very hot. You want to make sure it gets a little bit of that char that gives it that, stir fry taste that comes out of a wok. I actually fried the chicken in a wok, but I prefer to cook it in a pan more than the wok. All right, so once you have that nice and mixed up, add in your sauce, mix it around, and you're gonna make like a little tunnel or a funnel or a little thing in the middle. Add in just a little bit of water, like a 1/4 cup of water, just to make a little bit extra sauce. Take it off the heat, and then add in your parsley and your green onions if you choose to. I add in both. If you notice, I didn't cut up the green onions in the video because that part of the video got cut off. So add in your green onions. And I hope you guys are writing this down. I think it helps when you write things down. So this way, you know, when you're following me and certain parts are missing, you have it written down because I'm saying it to you right now. All right, so once you add that in, you're going to go ahead and mix that up. And then you can add in your sesame seeds and make it look all cool and very, you know, professional Chinese food, authentic, you know what I mean. I'm not sure if this is authentic in China, but this is what they serve in American Chinese restaurants, okay? So we're gonna add in our sesame seeds. Our rice is already done because we just added the vegetables to steam on top. You put that in a plate and now you can plate it, you guys. This is my favorite part, putting it together and making it pretty because I eat with my eyes before I eat with my mouth. All right, add some more sesame seeds on top and that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this cooking tutorial. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Share the video if you want to. Subscribe to this channel. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you make it, make sure to tag me on my Instagram at Life with Queenii so I can see what you created. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.